Now, most of you already know that last week when I did the NEV insurance registrations video, I did say that of course it was the last time, or chances are high that it could be the last time we are seeing ourselves, or we are seeing CNF Post getting access into those figures, as they indicated that the supplier or the company that was giving them, of course, that information, it is now going to stop giving them the information of the NEV insurance registrations. But ladies and gents, this week yet again we saw, of course, the NEV insurance registrations for the week which ended, or for last week, for the period which ended in the 16th of April 2023. And I must say, for Nio, it's quite disappointing, or the figures are quite disappointing, because yeah, these numbers or these figures, it looks like Leoro managed to get access of these figures. So, and I'm not surprised why, of course, they made sure that they get the figures, because as seen on the screen, you notice that Leoro managed to report total vehicles or total NEV insurance registrations of around 6,300, whereas our very own Nio, ladies and gents, just reported, or according to that report, or according to the report we saw from CNF Post, they reported total NEV registrations of 700, which is yet another decline from the figures we saw, because last week when I did that video, Nio had only reported NEV insurance registrations of over 1,300. Now, to get to see that figure almost cut into half, it is something that is of course worrisome. But once again, should you be worried? Because as per this report, or as per the CNF reports, they are indicating that the reason, or part of the main reason why we are seeing low numbers on Nio, is because of the fact that Nio is introducing new models. They are on the eve of introducing a fleet of new models. As you know that Nio is transitioning most of their old NT 1.0 into NT 2.0. They are also introducing new models. I mean, right now you will know that Shanghai Auto Show is taking place, and already we saw, of course, the Nio CEO unveiling the Nio, or the new NT 2.0 Nio ES6, which we knew it first from the NT 1.0, and of course the new ET7 with, of course, 15 upgrades. This is something that obviously is definitely going to make, or it is the one thing that, according to this report, it is making, of course, people to sort of like kind of wait for the new models, which sort of like makes sense. I mean, even to me, if I know that I want to buy a car and there is a new car of a certain brand which I want coming in a few weeks, I'll probably wait for the few weeks and wait for that car to drop. So we know that from May, Nio is expecting to start with the deliveries of their new EC7, their new ET7, their new, of course, ES6, which is something that is incredible, because, ladies and gents, all these of course vehicles, which of course they are starting with the sales in May, are making me to be really excited, because with the ES6, like I said in the previous video, this is a car that during the time when Nio was selling their NT 1.0 cars, it was the top selling car. So to get to see that, obviously Nio unveiled the latest NT 2.0 ES6 makes me to wonder the kind of deliveries that will come from this SUV, because this is the smallest SUV that you will find on Nio cars, or this is the smallest SUV that obviously Nio currently sell. And judging on the NT 1.0 models, you will know that it was the cheapest SUV, which makes me kind of like think that even when it get to be officially unveiled by Nio in May, it will, or chances are very high that it will be very close to 300 RMB or Chinese yuan, which will be a very good price, especially looking at the fact that this is a car that is quite a beauty. So yes, most of you already know that the unveiling that we saw at the Shanghai Auto Show, it's not the official unveiling of this Nio ES6, as a formal or a more detailed unveiling is set to take place around May or mid-May, which of course the deliveries again for this model are expected to start end of May, which is something that is incredible. So there it's where we'll get, or at this official unveiling, we are going to get, of course, the exact prices as to how much will the Nio ES6 will be. But as for the ET7, we already know that. Obviously we know the prices of this ET7, because without bars I think it's starting at around 500 RMB or Chinese yen, and with bars you can get it just over 400 RMB, which is something that obviously it is not bad at all, looking at the fact that the technology that this car comes with, it's top notch. So yes, I know that the 700 insurance registrations we saw last week from Nio really worries the Nio investors, and yes, I know, even myself, I was quite, of course, sad, because I know that there are cars like the ET5, which though the car, it's supposed to do well regardless of the, of course, the new cars that are coming in. I know that that is a car that is doing well, and it has been a car that has been boosting Nio sales. So I expect, or at least I was expecting, the ET5 to continue, of course, bringing some good deliveries on to Nio. Now, before we forget the house rules, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. Now, I really appreciate if you can just hit the likes button if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about the NEV insurance registrations for the week that ended on the 16th of April, or last week Saturday. As I've said last week, I did a video saying that we might not have access to this information, but thanks to Leodo, it managed to go in again and scoop these results. And like I said, I'm not surprised, because they're just doing so well. There's no doubt about that. And I would like to wish, of course, Nio to do this well when they, of course, when they have fully introduced the fleet of their new NT 2.0 cars. I mean, you will know that Nio, from June, July, they're expecting to have 8 new models which they'll be selling, which I personally believe that it will seriously boost, of course, their deliveries. It will seriously boost their sales or revenues, which is something that makes me want to see the kind of vehicles or the kind of deliveries that Nio will be delivering in the Q3. Because as I've said in the video I made 2 days ago, one of the things, or I will only judge Nio based on the kind of deliveries they are reporting in Q3. Otherwise, Q2, yes, I know that, yes, we are expecting to start to see the deliveries of some, if not 3, of the NT 2.0 cars. And that is the ET7, of course, and that is the ET7, the ES6, and the EC7. So I know that we are expecting those the deliveries of those cars to start, but I know that probably we'll start to see the actual, or the figures, going around June, or for the month of June. That is where we'll start seeing some serious improvement in terms of Nio deliveries. And Q3, it is where we'll actually judge if Nio will still manage to beat their target of 250,000 vehicles or deliveries for the year 2023. So yes, I know they say 700 for now. It's really sad, it's embarrassing, especially looking at the fact that there are other EV cars. I mean, XPeng reported total NEV insurance registration for last week of over 1.4. I mean, XPeng is now doing much better than Nio, which is something that is that we have not seen in some months. So to get to see that, of course, XPeng is now even delivering over Nio, it's sad, I must say. And of course, the fact that cars like Leodo keep on delivering more and more cars, it is something that, of course, makes us as the new investors to kind of like feel jealous about the kind of deliveries we are seeing at Li Auto. Because like I said, I would personally like to see Nio starting to deliver those big numbers like Li Auto. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update as to what is it that we saw from the NEV insurance registrations for the period which ended on the 16th of April, or Saturday, or this past week Saturday. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, guys, that's all from me. And before you load the boat, increase your holdings onto the Nio stock. Please do your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable, because I think the deliveries for April, ladies and gents, are going to be quite disappointing for Nio, and that might result in the share price of Nio dropping or declining, probably to that $7 per stock that so many, or some of the, of course, retail investors have been projecting. We might see it go back there because of the low delivery numbers. But nonetheless, I still remain bullish, long and strong, because like I said, from June I am expecting Nio to start delivering some good delivery numbers because they would have introduced their new models, or they would have started with the deliveries of their new NT 2.0 model. So I do your own due diligence so that at least you don't panic sell on this Nio stock, or before you put your first penny onto this stock, because we already know that Nio is one of the stocks that is quite volatile, and you need to have, of course, a strong heart to witness the sharp falls that sometimes we witness onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.